I've been on YouTube for a little over 30 days now, and I'm not quitting. So this video is to say I'm still here. I'm gonna keep posting. I'm going to continue my YouTube journey. And that's all. See you next time. Just kidding. I'm exhausted though. I'm exhausted, but honestly, it's in a good way. Yeah, I just got off of a Zoom call. It's our last one. I just finished a 6-week training session with my coach, Renee Coakley, and all the other ladies in cohort 1. So exciting. I think I was at the beginning of the birth of a movement that Renee's doing. I feel very blessed to be at the start of that, and I can't wait to see what she keeps doing and what all the other ladies in the cohort do. Yes, it's very windy, by the way. That's why I'm recording in here. I really wanted to do a completely outside video today, but hopefully the wind doesn't pick up on the mic in here. Okay, where was I? So I just got off of a Zoom call, and oh my goodness, it was so good. It was so good. And I'm going to keep posting on YouTube. I said in a video, I think a week ago, that my goal is to do 100 days or more, and that's still true. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to hit that every single day, but I think it's a good idea and a good thing to put out there. Yeah. I was so exhausted. It was great information, but I'm exhausted and I was so hungry. I just ate this huge steak, and then I was still hungry, so I had some cheese, and then I was still hungry, so I had an RX bar. I'm also drinking a bunch of water. It's like, wow, what is going on with me? It's like I just need more energy for all these new thoughts that I'm having. Renee gave us ideas, like really coaching and guiding on how to keep going and how to form a community, which is absolutely what I want to be doing. Hearing the information and then doing it, those are two different things. And I just noticed a bit of resistance rise up in me. And I think it's because I'm like, oh, I've already worked so hard and there's more work to do. And I'm like, oh gosh, can I keep doing this? It's interesting too, because I feel like after the first half of the calls, like maybe after the first 3 calls, I was just so excited because it was kind of like this just do it energy. Like, just get out there and do it. Go, you're ready. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And I think that information from the first half really aligned with what I was already thinking about myself and thinking about in my own mind for my plan and stuff. And so it made sense that I would love that. And it was like, literally just go do it. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can just go do it. And so I did. But now we're going deeper. We're going deeper. And there, each time we go deeper, I'm like, oh my gosh, can I do this? And I know I can, okay? And I'm gonna keep going. So there's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of learning. And today's call just made me realize wow, yeah, I'm still like a beginner at this. And that's okay, and I know that's okay. And that's part of why I spend so much time talking about that in my videos. And it's funny because I just was thinking about enjoying the process. And now I'm being presented with this opportunity to continue learning, growing, and enjoying the process. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm so tired. But if not now, when? Another thing I was thinking about with my reaction to all of this, how there's still a lot of learning. It's time to rise up once again, right? Rise up and be an overcomer. So that's a really important lens that I live my life through, is to be an overcomer, to be resilient, recognizing that life has its challenges, but we were meant to overcome those challenges and be resilient. And by the way, that I'm not saying that means we don't grieve and we don't have setbacks and we don't fall down. All of that totally happens. We have seasons of stillness and darkness and hiddenness and wilderness. I have videos on all that too. It's funny, a lot of the things I'm talking about right now, I'm like, oh, I have a video on that now. That's really cool. There is a song, I think it's by, I believe her name is Jess Ray. I don't know what song it is, but she said something in the lyrics that just struck me. And she says something like, "I'm on to something good here. Funny how I could just turn and run from it." And totally in the past, I honestly think, because I heard that song years ago, and my first reaction might be like, nah, that's not a thing. Or like, why would I ever run from something good? But now I'm like, no, I get that. I get that. And I think even back then, back when I said, why would I do that? Nobody does that. It's like, I just don't think I was awake to that level of thinking back then. And now I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm onto a good thing here with this YouTube journey. But funny how I kind of just want to turn and run from it. Isn't that funny? I believe that is because I'm entering another, you could say it like different ways. I'm going up another step on the staircase. I'm entering like a new threshold of identity and self-worth. In order to keep doing this, I have to believe that I can do it. Not like a 100% unfaltering faith and belief, right? Because that's not a thing. But I just have to genuinely believe that I can do it. If there's like success, a level of success that comes from this, that's for me, I guess. That would be like a good thing that I can enjoy. And I'm struggling with that right now a bit. Isn't that funny? And my coach said something so kind to me in the class. And I received that too. Like, I received the kind words that she said to me and that others said to me. But if I'm being totally honest, like, there's a bit of this internal struggle. And the inner critic rises up and is like, no, nobody actually likes you this much. Like, just stop. And I know that's not true, okay? All I'm saying is there's just a battle. There's a bit of a battle going on right now. And that's okay. I've been through some rounds. I can go through some more rounds. So that's okay. What else does this remind me of? I heard somebody else say this, okay? Somebody else I follow on YouTube. At some point, I think I'm going to plug resources that I listen to, okay? So bear with me. Let me know if you're interested in that in the comments. But they said, talking about the time that Jesus walked the earth, like in the Gospels, and the parables that he told people and the things that he said to people, there's honestly, if you go through and read it, there's a lot of moments where Jesus will say something that kind of has like a shock effect, or he'll just be very direct. And it caused people to like walk away or be like, what? What are you talking about? Like, he said something to the crowd that made the crowd leave. And the only people that were left were his 12 disciples. And he was like, are you guys going to leave too? And one of them said, I think it was Peter, said, where else are we going to go? Like, you have the keys to the kingdom, basically. Like, you're the source here. We're going to stick with you. But it's really funny because if you think about his response, it wasn't even like that. It was just like, what else are we going to do? So we'll stay. But I got sidetracked a bit. When Jesus would say those kind of shocking things, there was like multiple reactions that people could have. He could say something shocking or say something like difficult, like sell all your possessions and follow me. People could hear that strong statement and maybe know that they're not there yet. Like, what? I'm not ready to do that. And go into a shame attack, kind of drown in shame and leave. Peace out, you know? I can't do this. But, and this is something I'm still processing this right now today. Say you could be like one of his disciples and stick with him. It doesn't mean you have to be like totally all in. Oh, I'm 100% aligned with what you said, Jesus. No, it's more like, oh, I know that you're on the right track here. So here I am. I'm still going to show up. You know, doesn't mean I'm going to show up perfectly, but I'm here. You think about that reaction, and then what I think the reaction that Jesus intended for us to have is that of an overcomer. And so I think what that would look like is you would hear him say something kind of shocking, and you wouldn't go into shame and how like you can't do this and walk away. You would stay there, right? And it doesn't mean you have to instantly be like, yep, I'm on board. There's another person that Jesus talked to, I think the dad, and he healed this guy's sick child. And he talked to the guy, I think Jesus talked to the guy about like unbelief. And the guy's response, the guy didn't just turn around and leave. The guy was like, I believe, but help my unbelief. Jesus was kind of like, there you go. That's the overcoming response. Good for you. Please forgive me for paraphrasing to such a deep level. I'm working some things out here in real time. I'm like, am I really going to post this? We'll see. Another time Jesus kind of praised somebody was the woman who weeded through the crowd and touched his robe, just like the tail end of his robe, and she got healed from a health issue she was having. I believe that Jesus said she had great faith or something like that. Thinking about that right now, like it's my time now, once again, to rise up as an overcomer to the best of my ability. God will do the rest, and not to go down into shame. Which it's just interesting, like the temptation is there. It's sitting over there in the corner right now. I'm trying to kick it out. Get out of here. And then another example I'm thinking about in my life, like it's funny how we can take things the wrong way. Like here's another thing. I've been with my husband for a long time, over a decade at this point. We've been together. He's had times to hear me like public speaking, like do a speech. And this is kind of stuff, this only clicked for me this year, if I'm being honest. Like we all know our, like people really close to us can say stuff sometimes where you're like, what? Or you're like, really? Or whatever your reaction is. But I remember one time he heard me do like a speech. And he said to me afterwards, so many people were complimenting me on like what a great job that I did. And he said I did good. And he kind of added at the end, he was like, but you sounded kind of robotic. And I was like, really? I'm the one that had the guts to go up there and do that. Just being honest, that was my reaction at the time. Then this year, I started the YouTube channel. And I had a video that I did and worked pretty hard on, probably too hard on with the editing. And I didn't put it on this channel, but I did the video and he watched it and he was like, he's like, how do I say this? This was such good feedback, especially with everything I've learned in the last 6 weeks from this call. He was like, I didn't expect you to be sharing so much information. Like he was like, I kind of expected more of your personality to come through. And that was another one where he was also like, this is 5 or 6 years after the first comment. So we've grown in our marriage together. We've grown in our love for each other and our maturity. So he kind of gave me a warning this time. Like he was like, don't take this the wrong way. I know you worked really hard on this. But yeah, I just thought more of your personality would come through. And I was like, But then I was like, okay, I get it. And I shared that with my sister too. And she really helped me see some of the positives in that. But thinking about it, I thought about it again today too. And I was like, wow, he really just wants me to be myself. That's a good thing. That's a good thing because that means he sees the value in who I am too. And sees the value in sharing that with others. Can I actually do that? Am I really about to do this? I'm about to do this. I'm about to keep going. I've been doing it, right? But something about today, I think something else broke off of me. Wow. Yeah, this was definitely for me today. What about you? What are you going to keep on keeping on? What are you going to keep doing? Let me know in the comments. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video.